I will be making some comments after we listen to Candace Owens when she was talking about Donald Trump and his Gaza plan. Before I do that, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. Consider subscribing. Let's take a listen at this particular video from Candace Owens.
Me about my take on the Gaza situation, because Trump recently came out, and I'm going to show you what he said. But leading up to this moment, I hope now people can reflect on really everything that happened last year to me, and people that have written like, Candace, I love your content. Like, I'm just so sad that I found out that you hate Jews. And I'm like, guys, it's not true. It's completely crazy. I lived in New York. I was born in New York. You cannot hate Jews and be in New York City. You will never get a bagel. Okay. It's just not real. But there was this vicious attack on me because I said things in support of the Gazan children that were being mercilessly murdered, and it was on my screen, and I didn't want to stay.
So she is, giving us an example why she has no problem with the Jew, because she cannot be a Jew and be in New York, or she cannot be a Jew hater and be in New York. I don't know how true is that. A lot of people, unfortunately, they have anti-Semitic views. They have their own biased opinions and views about other people from different faith, different groups. And they're still there. They're still in New York, and they're creating obviously a lot of problem, wreaking havoc. But you can be in New York, a Jew hater. You can be still in New York, or even if you hate a group, if you have bias, you can still be in New York. I don't see any problem, because New York is a place where people from all over the world, they come.
Stand down to that to preserve my media reputation. Like I was happy to be smeared and libeled, to be able to stand up for children, and it's almost distinctly because of my everything I learned about the Holocaust in school, that I could never stay silent about what I was seeing happening to these women and these children. Like it is directly because of the lessons that I took away and the lessons that were impressed upon me in my schooling, that my silence just couldn't be bought on the matter. So anyways, a huge debate right now, obviously, is Trump really shocking the world and saying that the USA is just going to take over the Gaza Strip. So he hosted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, which I would have never done if I was president of the United States because of the things that he has done. The irony, by the way, is all of the super powerful Jews in Hollywood have spoken out against Benjamin Netanyahu, like Aria.
Okay, I don't know. She's what she's saying. Aria Emanuel, this guy who I think owns a talent agency in Hollywood, and he spoke against Donald Trump. She's using that as an example and just trying to give us this impression that everybody, the top elite in Hollywood, they are against Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know how true is that, because I have never heard anybody from the top echelon of Hollywood talking about Netanyahu, obviously, except for a few people. But again, this is Candace Owens. She has some good connection in the Hollywood. Maybe this is why she's trying to save Hollywood's face. Who knows?
Manuel, arguably the most powerful Jew in Hollywood, and agreed with what I said, but I guess he was allowed to say it. But here's what Trump said, and I'll tell you what I think about it. Take a listen.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die. Because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter.
Yeah, this is a clear example of Donald Trump is not America first. He is about Israel first. And this is why he's trying to do something about Gaza, because he doesn't want Israel to go there and be humiliated and be so miserable, because we know They took a lot of casualties. They were defeated. They were humiliated in Gaza. They came back as a loser, a sore loser. They have lost a lot. I mean, they have destroyed their own economy, and only Donald Trump knows how long it will take for Israel economy to bounce back, to recover from the losses. And this is why perhaps he's trying to help them out in a different way by telling them, hey, look, we need to fix Gaza, and then you can forget about it. We're going to have good time, and you never have to go back to war, because if you go back to work, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be helping you with money. Perhaps that's why he is so interested in that way to build Gaza. The people will be saved. So I don't think that he really cares about the people of Gaza. I don't think so. But the only reason he's caring about Gaza is because of his son-in-law, his billionaire club's friends, and those oligarchs he has good connection with, who want to spend billions of dollars, invest billions of dollars in Gaza and turn it into a vacation place. That way they can do business at the same time, protect Israel.
So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back? They've experienced nothing but death and destruction.
Yeah, because of your bombs. These are all because of your bombs.
And here's what he said following that up. Short clip.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area.
We just found a saint. Oh my God. Among all the evil people in the world, we have found a saint, and that is Donald Trump. He cares so much about the people of Gaza. Oh my God.
With homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
So here's why I love that clip. I love these two clips because we have at long last arrived to the period where, after a year of gaslighting us and telling us that wasn't happening, like everyone just smearing us in the media, because obviously the media, as we've learned through the Justin Baldoni case to this, is just a place where it's prostitution, right? It's like the highest bidder, right? And after a year of them calling everybody anti-Semitic who noticed that an ethnic cleansing was taking place, we're just now getting to the point, which is an ethnic cleansing is going to take place. We're going to just move millions of bodies. And now we're going to try to emotionally engineer the public to think that it's acceptable by saying, well, there's nothing left. Our bombs bombed it all. Why would they want to go back there? There's nothing left, which we have on tape, Bibi Netanyahu saying that before October 7th. Him caught on tape saying we have to make the punishment so severe and so harsh that the Palestinians won't want to go back because there's nothing there. He said this, okay? I showed it on my show, and I didn't care about the figurative bullets that were coming my way because those bullets were figurative and they weren't real. And what I saw in terms of the kids being target practiced on in Gaza made me sick to my stomach. And so one of the other favored lies about me in the media is that I agree with everything Trump says and he does, and I could not disagree more with this. I could not have been more vocal in my lack of support for any person who, whether left or right, who claims to be a good and a compassionate person who is okay with what is happening and what they are saying they're going to do, all statements which are on record before October 7th even happened. And in terms of Trump talking about the real estate of the property, saying they have to go, and Jared Kushner was on tape speaking about how much worth the property could be. And so for those of us who said, are there people who have already invested in this property and want to see it being built up because they are going to make a ton of money because the plan is to move these people from their homeland somewhere else? And we were called conspiracy theorists, and we were called Jew haters, and we were called anti-Semites. This is truly a moment of vindication, okay? It is a moment of vindication, and I do not agree with it at all. Not at all. And now they're saying that the UK should take these people. And this just puts us on that circle. It really is just, it's loony. You have the people in the UK and other countries going, I don't recognize my country. Why don't I recognize my country? Why is this country becoming majority Muslim population? And they don't want to connect the dots and say, well, which country is not becoming majority population, just seems to be expanding its borders all the time? Israel. And we keep fighting their wars or funding their wars. We haven't stopped doing that. So as they become more ethnocentric, as they keep getting more land, as they keep having strict rules about who is allowed to commute there, our countries are looking very different. Why would they want to stay home? Because they recognize where they are. So if you're going to build it big and you're make it beautiful, Trump, let them stay there while you do it. I'm sure they would be very happy to do that. And for those of you who don't,
even though she is trying to destroy Trump in this particular segment of her own podcast, but what I am not hearing from her is outrage against the people of Israel, against the Zionist state, against people who are from Israel in some way, shape, or form, because there are a lot of things going on the internet, in the international community, including the powerful Shura Council. They said, why don't you guys, the Zionists, go to Alaska, go to Greenland? I don't hear that from Candace Owens. She's just talking about what Trump said and the situation of the people of Gaza. So at the same time, she should be always also giving us a solution, because this is a podcast, that, hey, look, the Jews, the Zionists, should actually also leave. Maybe that's how you can bring peace in the Middle East. If you are going to take out the Palestinian from Gaza, then do the same thing with the people of Israel, because they are also parasites in the land of the Palestinian, which they are now occupying, calling it Israel.
Imagine, just take a second to pause and think about the fact that for 2 years, these people have been walking on foot, children crying. Find it. It's online. Go look at it. Bleeding, kids being shot in the head. Okay.
So again, I'm not hearing from Candace Owens what I was expecting to hear. But again, she's just talking about the people of Gaza. Oh, they should not be going anywhere. They should stay there. Trump's Gaza plan is ethnic cleansing. But Candace Owens, you know that this place doesn't belong to the Palestinian territories. They don't belong to the people of Israel.
They're saying 20,000. We know it's now more because of the number that they're giving us in terms of saying how many people have to be moved. It's simple math of how many people are dead there. How many women, majority women and children are dead in this area. So you imagine you go back and forth. Finally, it is over. And you are now being told that, well, you are going to be really happy because we're going to put you in a country where nobody speaks your language, no one understands you. And you're just going to, I don't know, be in the UK, be in Ireland. Isn't that a better plan? Won't you be happier there than in the rubble of the place of your ancestors? Isn't that better?
I've not heard about sending Gazan people to UK. Have you heard? I don't know. All I heard was Egypt and Jordan, maybe Saudi Arabia. But UK, I don't think that's something Donald Trump or anybody said.
For you, it's evil. If the theme of what we have been talking about are perfect acts of evil, what has happened to the children and the women of Palestine who had nothing to do with October 7th is a perfect act of evil. And I will not support it. I don't care which friendships have to burn.
Okay, so yeah, you don't care, but you studied Holocaust in your school. That's what you said, Candace Owens, right? So you know the Jewish history. You know that they came from Europe to the land of Palestinian. And I'm not at least hearing anything from Candace Owens talking about the past history of the Jew, how they came over to Palestine, and how they should be actually the one to go back to their country.
Which invites I won't get, okay? I will not support it because I am a Christian. And I am not one that can be maneuvered by money. And I hope that for those of you who are new to my channel, you recognize that was the ultimate takeaway from everything that was written about me last year, is that I will never bend the knee to evil, whether it comes in a lighter form of Hollywood, being a Hollywood reject and not ever having friends like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, or if it comes in the form of what I believe is happening right now. It's just not something that is for me. And so that is all I'm going to say on that topic.
Okay, so yeah, if you are going to be protesting against this plan, Gaza clean-out plan, then you should also be saying what should be the solution to this problem. And the solution that I'm sure you have learned it from your school when you were studying Holocaust, is that sending back all the Zionists to their own countries in Poland, in Europe, and elsewhere, and that's how you find a solution. But obviously, Candace Owens, she doesn't want to go that far, because at the end of the day, like their commentary, they're just commentary. They're good for entertainment, but not for any practical solution to the plight and situation of the people of Gaza. It's just all talk for ratings, for PR, and for money and sponsorships. I have some comments here, guys.